It began like any ordinary morning inside the hospital. The hallway smelled of disinfectant, machines beeped softly, and nurses moved with practiced
The wound
calm.
is severe, Doctor.
Then the automatic
It's been bleeding
doors
for
slid
hours.
open,
I can
and
see
everything
that.
stopped.
We need to move
A
quickly,
massive
get a trauma
white
panel
tiger
ready.
stepped onto the polished floor,
It's all right, easy
its
now. We're
pale
not gonna hurt
stripes
you.
glowing under the lights.
Remember your training.
Doctors
Nice and slow.
froze.
Keep 'em
A
calm.
nurse gasped, hands flying to her mouth. Fear rushed through the corridor like electricity. This was no zoo, no movie set. A wild predator was here, walking slowly, breathing heavily, eyes tired rather than angry. Security didn't know what to do. Patients stared in disbelief. One question echoed in every mind. How did a white tiger end up here? And more importantly, was it about to attack or seeking help? When the emergency team looked closer, the truth became painfully clear. This tiger was not here to hunt. It was fighting to stay alive. Blood stained the fur along its side, and every step dragged with exhaustion. Wildlife officers explained that the tiger had collapsed near a roadside after days of wandering, poisoned by contaminated water and weakened by untreated injuries. There was no time to move it anywhere else. The nearest wildlife center was hours away,
The wound
and
is
the
severe,
tiger's
Doctor.
breathing
It's been
was
bleeding
already
for
shallow.
hours. I can see
Doctors
that.
listened to
We need
its
to move
chest,
quickly, get a trauma
hearing
panel
an
ready.
irregular rhythm that made
It's all
their
right, easy
faces
now. We're not gonna
tighten
hurt
with
you.
worry. The animal's
Remember your
eyes,
training.
once
Nice and
symbols
slow.
of
Keep 'em
fear and
calm.
power, now showed confusion and pain. The hospital wasn't prepared for this kind of patient, yet doing nothing meant certain death. As the clock ticked louder in everyone's mind, a terrifying realization spread through the room. Saving this tiger would require impossible choices, immediate courage, and trust between humans and a creature the world had always taught them to fear. Time was slipping away fast, and every second now carried terrifying weight. Fear filled the hallway, thick and heavy, but it didn't last long. Whispers turned into urgent voices as doctors and nurses gathered, arguing in quick, nervous tones. Some wanted the building evacuated. Others warned that moving the tiger could kill it instantly. Every option carried risk. Every second mattered. Then one doctor stepped forward and spoke with quiet certainty. He reminded them that fear had already abandoned this animal. What stood before them was not a monster, but a patient. Slowly, an emergency plan took shape. Equipment was cleared. Doors were sealed. Wildlife experts guided the staff, teaching them how to move calmly, how to speak softly, how to show no threat. Something remarkable happened. The tiger did not roar. It did not lash out. Instead, it lowered itself onto the cool floor, exhausted, surrendering to the moment. Nurses who had once backed away now stood closer, hands shaking, hearts racing. The predator everyone feared lay completely still, trusting strangers in blue scrubs. In that hospital corridor, fear began to fade. Courage replaced it. And for the first time, everyone realized they weren't just saving a tiger. They were proving that compassion can exist even in the most terrifying
The wound is
situations
severe,
imaginable.
Doctor. It's been
As
bleeding
treatment
for
began,
hours. I can
something
see that.
happened that
We
no
need to
one
move
could
quickly,
explain.
get a trauma
The
panel
room,
ready.
once filled with
all right,
tension,
easy now.
grew
We're not gonna hurt
strangely
you.
quiet. Monitors
Remember your
beeped
training.
steadily
Nice and
as
slow.
doctors
Keep 'em
worked
calm.
around the massive body with careful precision. Hands that moments ago had trembled now moved with confidence. And the tiger, this symbol of danger, remained calm. Then came the moment that would stay with everyone forever. As a veterinarian gently checked its eyes, the white tiger slowly lifted its head. Its gaze met the doctor's, not with rage, not with fear, but with an almost human awareness. It blinked once, then lowered its head
The wound
again,
is severe,
resting
Doctor.
it on the
It's been
floor
bleeding for
as if
hours.
giving
I can
permission
see
to
that.
continue.
We need to move
A nurse
quickly, get
wiped
a trauma
away
panel
tears.
ready.
Another whispered that she
It's
had
all right,
never
easy
seen
now. We're not gonna
anything
hurt you.
like it. The tiger
Remember your
allowed the
training.
four,
Nice and slow.
the
Keep 'em
bandages,
calm.
the touch of strangers. It trusted them completely. Word spread through the hospital. Staff stood silently behind glass doors, watching in disbelief. Panic had vanished, replaced by awe. In that moment, everyone understood they were witnessing something rare, a wild creature choosing trust over instinct. The hospital was no longer just a place of medicine. It had become a bridge between two worlds. And in that stillness, surrounded by bright lights and beating hearts, the white tiger changed how everyone in that room understood fear, strength, and the quiet power of compassion forever. The days that followed felt like a miracle unfolding in slow motion. The white tiger was moved to a secured medical wing, where veterinarians monitored it around the clock. At first, there was only waiting. Waiting for its breathing to steady. Waiting for its eyes to open again. waiting for
Wound is
signs that the
severe,
fight
Doctor.
inside
It's
its
been
body
bleeding
was
for
not
hours.
over.
I can
Then,
see that.
one
We need to
morning,
move quickly,
everything
get a trauma
changed.
panel ready.
The tiger lifted its head on its
It's all right,
own.
easy now. We're
A
not
few
gonna hurt
hours
you.
later, it accepted
Remember your
food,
training, nice and
weakly
slow.
at first,
Keep 'em calm.
then with growing strength. Cheers didn't erupt, but smiles did. Quiet ones. Hopeful ones. Nurses began checking on the tiger even when it wasn't their shift, whispering encouragement as if it could understand. Each day brought progress. The wounds healed. The poison slowly left its system. Muscles that had once trembled now held firm. The tiger stood again, shaky but proud, its white fur catching the light like a symbol of survival. As recovery continued, wildlife authorities prepared a protected sanctuary for its return. The staff knew this moment would come, yet it still felt heavy. On the final day, the tiger was carefully guided into a transport vehicle. It paused, looking back at the humans who had saved its life. No words were spoken, but everyone felt it. This was not goodbye. It was proof that compassion can heal even the deepest wounds, and that some connections are forged forever in moments of shared survival. The white tiger was released into a protected sanctuary surrounded by trees, open land, and quiet skies. As the gate opened, it stepped forward slowly, feeling the earth beneath its paws once again. This time, there were no cages, no walls, no pain pulling it down. It lifted its head, breathing deeply, alive because strangers chose compassion over fear. Back at the hospital, life returned to normal, but nothing felt the same. Doctors walked those same hallways with a new understanding of why they chose their profession. Nurses spoke about the tiger in hushed voices, as if saying its name too loudly might break the magic of what had happened. A place built for humans had saved a life the world had taught them to fear. News of the rescue spread far beyond the
The wound
city.
is severe,
People
Doctor.
were
It's
moved
been
not
bleeding
by
for
the danger,
hours. I can
but by
see
the
that.
kindness.
We need to move
It
quickly,
reminded
get a trauma panel
everyone
ready.
that wild animals are not
It's
monsters.
all right, easy now. We're not
They
gonna
are
hurt you.
survivors, often
Remember your
suffering
training,
because
nice
of
and
human
slow.
actions,
Keep 'em calm.
and sometimes needing human mercy to live. That day, the hospital didn't just save a white tiger. It revealed something powerful about humanity itself. Strength is not found in domination, but in empathy. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. Somewhere in the sanctuary, the white tiger walks freely now, unaware of how many hearts it changed. And somewhere else, people remember that moment when fear stepped aside and compassion took its place, proving that even in the most unexpected situations, kindness can still roar louder than instinct, and mercy can change the fate of a life forever.